great expectations his violent way, and said, with a D, "Then do as you like." Thank goodness, it will always be a consolation to me to know that I instantly went out in a pouring rain and bought the things. "He paid for them, did he not?" asked Istella. "It's not the question, my dear child, who paid for them," returned Camilla. "I bought them, and I shall often think of that with peace, when I wake up in the night." The ringing of a distant bell, combined with the echoing of some cry or call along the passage by which I had come, interrupted the conversation and caused Istella to say to me, "Now, boy." On my turning round, they all looked at me with the utmost contempt, and, as I went out, I heard Sarah Pocket say, "Well, I am sure. What next?" and Camilla add, with indignation, "Was there ever such a fancy?" The idea. As we were going with our candle along the dark passage, Istella stopped all of a sudden, and, facing round, said in her taunting manner with her face quite close to mine, "Well, well, miss," I answered, almost falling over her and checking myself. She stood looking at me, and, of course, I stood looking at her. "Am I pretty?" "Yes." "I think you are very pretty." "Am I insulting?" "Not so much so as you were last time," said I. "Not so much so." "No," she fired when she asked the last question. And she slapped my face with such force as she had, when I answered it. "Now," said she, "you little coarse monster. What do you think of me now?" "I shall not tell you." "Because you are going to tell upstairs. Is that it?" "No," said I, "that's not it." "Why don't you cry again?" "You little wretch." "Because I'll never cry for you again," said I, which was, I suppose, as false a declaration as ever was made, for I was inwardly crying for her then. And I know what I know of the pain she cost me afterwards. We went on our way upstairs after this episode, and, as we were going up, we met a gentleman groping his way down. "Whom have we here?" asked the gentleman, stopping and looking at me. "A boy," said Istella. He was a burly man of an exceedingly dark complexion, with an exceedingly large head and a corresponding large hand. He took my chin in his large hand and turned up my face to have a look at me by the light of the candle. He was prematurely bald on the top of his head, and had bushy black eyebrows that wouldn't lie down but stood up bristling. His eyes were set very deep in his head, and were disagreeably sharp and suspicious. He had a large watch chain, and strong black dots where his beard and whiskers would have been if he had let them. He was nothing to me, and I could have had no foresight then, that he ever would be anything to me, but it happened that I had this opportunity of observing him well. "Boy of the neighborhood, hey?" said he. "Yes, sir," said I. "How do you come here?" "Miss Havisham sent for me, sir," I explained. "Well, behave yourself. I have a pretty large experience of boys, and you're a bad set of fellows. Now mind," said he, biting the side of his great forefinger as he frowned at me, "you behave yourself." With those words, he released me, which I was glad of, for his hand smelt of scented soap, and went his way downstairs. I wondered whether he could be a doctor, but no, I thought, he couldn't be a doctor, or he would have a quieter and more persuasive manner. There was not much time to consider the subject, for we were soon in Miss Havisham's room, where she and everything else were just as I had left them. Estella left me standing near the door, and I stood there until Miss Havisham cast her eyes upon me from the dressing table. "So," she said, without being startled or surprised, "the days have worn away, have they?" "Yes, ma'am. Today is, there, with the impatient movement of her fingers. "I don't want to know. Are you ready to play?" I was obliged to answer in some confusion. "I don't think I am, ma'am." "Not at cards again?" she demanded, with a searching look. "Yes, ma'am, I could do that, if I was wanted."